Watch this video and then let's discuss.
My kids are beautiful, man. I had a son the day my mother died. My mother died 2020, COVID. My son was born the same time, bro. And I never had a son. He looked just like my mama, man. I swear, that's how I know God's real.
In death comes life. Yeah,
gave me a son. My mama
dope.
gave me a son walking out the door, man.
That's beautiful.
I used to cry all the time and ask God, what did I do wrong that I can't have a son? But I know what it was. I lied to all these women and got them pregnant and sold them dreams and shit like that.
I got 5 girls.
You got 5 girls, too.
To let you know how much lying I've
been lying, too.
I've been doing too much
That's one
lying.
thing that I'm going to get right before I leave this earth. I'm going to learn how to treat a woman 100%
That's
right.
dope. That's dope.
Because that's something that I want to do for my mother, for my children, for my daughters. I've never treated a woman right 100%. And now that I'm getting older, I'm realizing, man, you gotta treat a woman right, Mike. You can't cheat on her. You gotta be her friend. You gotta not be selfish. This is what I want to do. This is one of my dreams, man.
That's dope. That's something we have to learn as men. That's something we really have to learn as men.
I had issues with my mother. So now I want to make a woman. I don't want my kid's mother to, you know what I mean, to have my mother's stuff. So that's one of my things I want to do, man.
Now that we're all equally disgusted, I literally wrote down all of the things that made me go ick throughout this video, and I think that it's important that we go through all of them because there's lessons in this for women. There's so many lessons in this. Hi, my name is Shayna. For those who are new here, I talk a whole lot about being child-free and why that's important for women. And if that video was not birth control enough, let's do a nice deep dive. Point number 1, he thinks that his daughters are the product of him lying and cheating. Really let that sink in. He thinks that he's been cursed with daughters because of the life that he has lived. Thus, he thinks less of his daughters and so less of women in general. This is a father of 6. 6. 5 of whom are girls. He has 1 son, and that son just got here. So out of all 6 of his kids, he believes that he has been cursed by 5 of them because of the lying and cheating that he has done to all of these children's mothers. We're going to do a little bit of math later on to talk about how long some of this debauchery, nothing short of demon practices, have been going on, because that's also very important for people to understand. No hate to the children, no hate to the son or the daughters. I won't be showing any of their faces on here because it's not about them. It's not about them. It's all about that slimy man. So moving on to point number 2, he equates his son to proof of his worthiness. And he's not the only man that does this. A lot of men think that they have proven themselves, almost like this medieval, oh geez, I need to do something with my hair. Hey, please ignore this. It's almost like this medieval kind of, it goes back to that idea of legacy, right? Where all of these men think, oh, I need to have a legacy. I need to have all these kids so I can have a legacy. Not that their idea of a legacy, which they don't have, right? So their idea of a legacy is really only cemented when they have a son, an heir, you know, somebody that they can project all of their ideas of masculinity, things that they have not accomplished in their life. So they can look at this son that they have co-created and been like, look at my masterpiece. Now go forth and bring my name across the world, right? So he's had 5 daughters and now 1 son. And now all of that lack that he clearly feels is now being projected onto this baby. This baby just got here. I think the baby was born in like 2019, maybe 2020, something like that. No, 2020, because he said that his mom died the day that his son was born. So all of that failure that he feels is now being projected onto this baby, who's like maybe 4 years old. This man is in his 50s. He's 53. He old. And he has said boldly with his chest that he has never treated a woman well. Not just that he's never treated a woman well, but that he doesn't even know how to treat a woman well. This is a thing that he's learning. And by learning, it could literally just mean that he's come to the realization of, oh, I've never treated a woman well. It could literally just be acknowledgement is his first, which is technically the first step in like learning something. You have to acknowledge you don't know something. But you know how often men just sit in that step and think that they are now the king of a castle. They think I've arrived because I know that I didn't know no's before. And then women go, oh, well, like, what are you doing now? No. I acknowledge that I didn't know no's before. That means I've arrived. The amount of ick that I feel in my body. Imagine living life, converting oxygen into carbon dioxide. Arguably, there's too much of that in the world anyway. Too many men breathing, right? Like, that's the point. I mean, there's too many people on the planet in general, but like, men are just taking up too much oxygen at this point. Just too much. Anyway, imagine being on this planet for 53 years and you've never treated a woman well. The planet, about 50%, I think 51 actually % of the planet are considered female by birth, right? There's billions of people. You are 53 years old and you are a relatively famous man, and you've never treated any of those women well. And you said that confidently? Like, obviously he doesn't know the billions of women out there, but from all the women that he's encountered, we need to move on. All right, point number 4. I don't know if this is if they're co-hosts, if he's just a guest, I don't know. But the other man who should not be talking on here, they're all just ooga-booging. Jesus. But they all agree with what he said about his daughters and then made a joke about how they feel similarly about their daughters. The idea that a daughter is a curse among men is too common, too popular. And they're joking about this as if their daughters won't listen to this, as if their daughters won't see this podcast, as if their daughters don't already feel the experience of their dads considering them a curse, right? They think, oh yeah, I'm hiding it. They don't know. Maybe they don't even think that far. Maybe it's just women are curses. Women must know this. Maybe they don't even think that far. Honestly, it wouldn't even surprise me if they didn't think that far. It could really be as deep as I don't see an experience outside of my own. And my experience says that I have created women because I am a bad person. I do bad things, and women are the product of bad things. And what the reaction is to that thinking when it comes to parenting, no thoughts. No thoughts, just truly an echo chamber with 3 sticks and a quarter. You know what I mean? So when I say that men, and I don't know if they're friends or if this is just an interview, I don't care. I never want to hear sound come out of their mouths again. But when I say that men don't know how to have good friends, by and large, this is what I mean. Are these the kinds of conversations, the kinds of enlightening thoughts that are exchanged among intimate groups of men? Like, what good is this doing? It's not. There's no critical thought happening within this conversation other than unfortunately sharing enough truth to make women go, oh, which actually, no, that's not unfortunate. We need to listen to men, ladies. We need to listen to men because they'll share their truth. We just need to create the space for them to say their truth and then react appropriately, which 11 times out of 10 means leave the situation. But moving on. He never actually listed his children's mothers as reasons for him to do better. He listed his children as reasons for him to do better. He listed his mother, who's now deceased, as a reason for him to do better. And towards the end, he kind of did, but that experience that he talked about at the end, where he was like, yeah, I just don't want to recreate the experience that my mom had with my children's mother. Sir, you've already recreated that experience. Arguably, that experience is decades in the works. His oldest daughter, let me show you something. We're going to do some quick math now. So this is an article that I found that talks about Mike's 6 kids, right? It's from, I can't remember, and it's not up there. Jesus, it's fine. Will I include the link? Who knows? But so this is an article about his 6 kids, and I was curious as to how old either his oldest or one of his oldest kids are. Back in 2012, Mike made headlines for clashing with his oldest daughter, Bria. The then 18-year-old even filed a police report accusing her dad of threatening her, a claim the star has denied per Vlad TV. Right? Terrifying on its own. I really hope Bria's doing well. But now let's do some math. Because in 2012, Bria was 18, which means that now in 2024, she's about 30-ish. So, which means that Bria's mother, has had interactions dating back over 30 years with this man. Bria has had 30-ish years of experience feeling like her father thinks she's a curse because that's what he thinks his daughters are, right? And Bria's mother has had over 30 years of experience with Mike looking at her as less than, not even knowing, which leads into the next one. He said, he's now learning that to be a good person, you have to not cheat on women. You have to be their friend. It's giving the bar is if there was a place that the devil could go when he dies. That's where the bar is. Because he said that, not that he's learned, he is currently learning that it is important not to cheat on your partner, to be friends with your partner, to say nice things, to be nice to your partner. He is currently learning this at 53, and he's currently married. There is a woman living the experience of a 53-year-old man learning how to not cheat and be nice in real time. And they have kids together. The way that I need all of us women to collectively want better for ourselves. Because this is truly mind-numbing. The layers behind this shit casserole, But we gotta get through. So number 7, all of the other ooga boogas on there think that everything this man is saying is revolutionary. Whether they actually believe it or not, their reactions to it are giving that they are expressing that they are hearing revolutionary ideas. And I don't know which side is worse, for them to actually believe that these are revolutionary thoughts, that these are life-changing new ideas, or for them to realize that it's not and then just blend in just to almost take a step back and just be yeah, it's giving follow the leader. One of those two things are true, and I don't know which one is worse. So I did skip ahead a little bit because number 8 was that he's married and that he believes these things. Thoughts and prayers to the wife. Thoughts and prayers. That's all I have for you. And then point number 9 is truly just a reiteration of he's 53. He's 53. Ladies, they don't have to do better in life because they're older. There's such a huge push for young women to like date older, to marry older because of the idea of, oh yeah, you know, they're more mature. They're just old. They're just old. They're not necessarily mature. They're not necessarily financially stable. They're not necessarily smarter. They're not necessarily established. They don't necessarily have a home. They're just older. I'm getting warm. I would like to say that as the rage increases my body temperature, that we've all learned something through this today, even if it's that you've tapped into a new level of disgust. I'd like to say we've all walked away with something from this. If you've learned something from this, please share with me in the comments. And if you'd really like me to make a response to something, I'd really appreciate a super thanks or like or whatever that is. It helps to, there's a lot of comments and I'm trying to get to them, but it takes a while. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, all of those things. And I'm going to go take a walk, try to calm down. All right, bye.